Hey everyone, I finished watching the next Street Sharks episode, Ancient Sharkonauts. It was okay. Let's see, summary. The episode begins with aliens, and there's an interesting thing where they don't actually show the aliens. So I'm curious as to what the aliens are. Like, revealed later, it implies what they were, but we don't know for sure. And that's kind of a cool thing that we're never exactly sure what aliens are appearing at the beginning, except for, of course, the one that escapes in a spaceship. So there's some alien police force in a ship. They're transporting some prisoners, and one of them escapes and crashes on Earth. They follow, and they think that it hit a volcano and died, so they leave. But it turns out that the criminal's ship missed the volcano and survived, but I guess the whoever was on board was like in cryostasis or put himself in cryostasis or something that preserves him until the present, because we're then shown that it's centuries ago, and it shows the thing like it's covered up with dirt, grass and weeds grow over it, and then we see like Aztec buildings built up around it. Oh, and they actually mention the Nazca Plains and the weird was it galactic airport markings in the ground. Oh, and also there's a little thing the aliens mention Earth base, so implying that the aliens have a base on Earth. Maybe it was the whoever the mer people were fighting with. Maybe they're the invading. Maybe they won. Who knows? Maybe that's why there's no mermaids anymore. So anyway, um, Man to Man is. Oh yeah, we start off with there's some archaeologists excavating the ship. They're not too important though. Elsewhere, Man to Man can sense something on the ship, which is kind of weird because, like, he's been around for a while and the ship has been here the whole time. So, wouldn't he have sensed something as soon as. Or maybe it's just he sees it on the news or whatever, and he's like, oh, that's like this feeling that I've been feeling or whatever. So he goes to the sharks, and they agree to go help him out and check out the ship and see if there's any ties to the alien side of him, of his DNA or whatever. Sam Paradigm and Shrimp Louie, of all mutants, or Seviots. Why does Paradigm take Shrimp Louie? He has this huge roster of characters he can take, and no, Shrimp Louie. Whatever. So anyway, they scare away the archaeologists, and then the sharks show up. Paradigm tries to attack them with a gun that he finds inside the ship, and then Man to Man shows up. He shoots Man to Man with this laser thing, but instead of making Man to Man evaporate like it does other things, it makes him go into a rage and get super strong, and it makes his eyes glow, which makes him look kind of like his toy. So that's kind of a neat little thing. I'm wondering if it was supposed to be like a callback to how his toy looks. Oh, and also kind of the angry face, too. So anyway, Man to Man makes a deal with Paradigm that he won't attack him, and Paradigm will help him research whatever is inside the ship. After being zapped with the thing, he's not thinking clearly. He doesn't want help from the sharks anymore. And he doesn't even really want help from Paradigm, as shown a few seconds later. Let's see. They go inside, and the sharks are outside. They hear something attack, and Paradigm is thrown out. Oh, yeah, Shrimp Louie runs away first, and then Paradigm is thrown out with his armor just all ripped up, and he's like, "You should run away, street sharks, if you care about your miserable lives." And that's a nice little bit. I like the. He does actually respond to them. I don't know why, it was just a little touch that I liked. Anyway, the sharks go inside and they overhear, or well, Ripster overhears Man to Man talking to someone about taking them to this International Space Station to use a space telescope or something to contact his brothers. And for some reason, Ripster like panics about this. I don't really know why. He runs in and he sees who Man to Man is talking to. It's this purple raptor dinosaur guy with this metal harness on his mouth. It's really weird. for whatever reason, Ripster immediately distrusts this guy, and it feels really out of character, especially considering last episode we had a four-headed sea monster, and the sharks were like, he was only attacking out of fear. Let's find another one and put them together. But, like, here's a sentient, like, ancient mutant or alien that they don't know the origins of, and he immediately distrusts him. Like, it turns out to be the right thing to do, but it's just very odd that they... I feel like we missed a scene somewhere where the sharks knew what the context of the ship was. It was like a prisoner on board or something, and he was imprisoned for a reason. But for, yeah, whatever reason, like, Ripster's really hostile to this guy just out of nowhere. They get into a little fight. Man-to-Man breaks up the fight. And then, oh yeah, the other thing. Ripster, throughout this episode, has this, like, fear of the raptor guy, the alien, contacting other beings like him. And again, I don't know why Ripster is worried about that, because there's no implication at all that they're going to come to Earth to invade Earth or for any kind of, like, hostile reason. He might just want to contact his people to see if they're still around, and if they're still around, they can come and pick him up and then take him back. Like, I don't see why that's a problem. And even if Ripster did know what the context of this ship was, like, this still doesn't make any sense, because if he knew what the context of the ship being, like, a prisoner transport ship, then he would know that, yeah, there are other, like, beings like him out there. Whether or not they still are around after all this time, who knows, but, like, whatever. I'm probably thinking way too much about fucking freaking street sharks. Anyway, back to the episode. Oh yeah, the one thing I could think of was maybe, because Man-to-Man is there also, so this is kind of a connection to that. Maybe he's thinking the aliens would be like that dragon alien they fought on the space station a while ago when Dr. Morton got mutated into Man-to-Man. But even then, it's really weird, because the dragon wasn't a sentient being, it was an animal. It was like a violent animal. It didn't really think at all from what we saw. It was just a violent animal, whereas this guy, he speaks English. He's like, he knows, like, he's not attacking Man-to-Man, he attacked Paradigm. It seems like, wouldn't that be a good thing? Like, how does he know that Paradigm didn't try to attack him first, or inject him with something? Or extract something? Whatever. Back to the plot of the episode. Man-to-Man and the dinosaur get away, and then, oh yeah, the ship takes off. After all these years, it's still able to fly, and that's very strange. Whatever. So anyway, Ripster contacts Benz, and then elsewhere in the ship, Man-to-Man is with the dinosaur guy, and he's talking to the dinosaur guy about how he feels a connection to the dinosaur guy, and he's saying, you could be a clue to the alien side of my DNA, and Bad Rap, or, yeah, that's the name he gets later. I've been calling him Dinosaur Alien because he hasn't given his name yet in the plot. Anyway, Dinosaur Guy, Bad Rap, whatever, explains to Man that centuries ago we released a bunch of different creatures throughout the galaxy, and they were like lab rats to us, and when Man-to-Man was injected with alien DNA, it was from one of those things, and for some reason that gives the dinosaur guy a psychic ability to control Man-to-Man. Okay. Like, scientists can't psychically control lab rats on Earth. Oh, actually, Ripster had a pet rat. Remember Hillary way back in the first episode? I wonder what she's doing. I wonder if she's still making cookies. Anyway. The sharks go after the dinosaur, and then, oh yeah. He tries to get Man-to-Man to attack the sharks, but Man-to-Man is able to fight against his control, And then one of the sharks calls him a bad raptor, and Jab says bad rap, and then the dinosaur guy decides to adopt that as his name. Okay. It's better than Han Solo. Whatever, anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, Benz is outside trying to stop Bad Rap from sending a message out to his people using a jamming signal. Bad Rap shoots the jamming thing and gets the message through. Then he escapes with the ship, and then Benz. Oh yeah, he shoots at Benz as he leaves just to be a jerk. Benz falls down. Man-to-Man saves him, showing that he has truly broken Bad Rap's control over him. He rejoins the sharks. And then we see Bad Rap circling the Earth in his ship, cackling to himself. So, it's... And that's the episode. That's where it ends. It's a fine episode. My biggest problem isn't really with this episode. It's what comes later. The aftermath of this whole dinosaur alien thing. Because I really do not care for the upcoming episodes. Bad Rap as a character is an okay villain. He's not terribly interesting. I do like his voice. I like his design. He doesn't really have motivation at the moment. Like, even if Ripster did know somehow that he had some kind of diabolical intent for calling other raptors to Earth, I still don't know what exactly Bad Rap plans to accomplish. At the end, there is a line he has where Bad Rap says to himself that Earth is a paradise for raptors. Really? Like, I don't know if Earth, like the entire Earth, like maybe parts, like I'm assuming if there are anything like raptors, dinosaurs in general on Earth, they're reptiles, they're cold-blooded, so quite a bit of the Earth wouldn't be okay. Like, there's only a few places on Earth where it's like warm weather year-round that's even, like, okay for, like, normal modern-day reptiles. Like alligators, crocodiles, salamanders, and, I don't know, Komodo dragons, things like that. Whatever. Am I thinking too much about this dumb 90s kids cartoon? Whatever. So anyway, the other big problem is that Ripster just comes off really hot-headed because he doesn't trust Bad Rap, which turns out to be, like, right, he was correct in not trusting him, but it's not for, like, any character reason, it's for a plot reason that hasn't happened yet. At the beginning, I feel like the sharks should have trusted Bad Rap, or at the very least not tried to attack him and immediately assume that what he was doing was bad. I feel like maybe they should have helped him get to the space station or whatever, use the telescope or whatever he was transmitting the message with, and, like, once he sends the message, then they find out what he plans to do. Like, I don't know. Like, we don't even hear the message he sends. As far as we know, he just said, hey, can you come and pick me up? Whatever. There's no focus for Man-to-Man's family here. They don't remember that they exist, or whatever. I do like that Man-to-Man gets a focus, and he actually gets to do something for once. Like, in his own focus episode, because in the past, most of Man-to-Man's focus episodes are just, like, he gets pushed to the side. Here's the first time where he really gets to learn a little bit more about himself and understand why he feels this weird separation from his human family because he has alien DNA. Which is kind of weird. It seems like wouldn't any of the mutants feel a separation because they share animal DNA? Whatever. So, oh, and the other cool thing, the animation is really good. Throughout Street Sharks, the animation has gone up and down. There's been some really nice episodes. There's been really garbage-looking episodes. But then there's episodes like this that, like, if every episode looked like this, then I don't think there would be any issue with the animation ever, because this looks perfectly acceptable, especially for, like, mid-90s kids cartoon, especially action cartoon. There's a few, like, awkward faces and off-model parts, and, like, there's a scant few coloring errors here and there, but overall, this episode is fine. My biggest problem is, like I said, what comes afterwards when the other dinosaurs come, and I do not like them. So, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.